Hi, my name's James. I'm a personal trainer from empoweringpt.co.uk, and today I'm going to be covering bodyweight crunch progressions. So the crunch is a classic ab exercise, and particularly with body weight, that's going to allow you to develop the endurance of your abs, and particularly the rectus abdominis, so the muscle that lines down the middle of your stomach. Now what this does is that it'll help to emphasize the very top of your abs here. So where your ribs start to part and you'll feel the muscle there, that's where you'll feel the muscle activating and where you're going to feel that burning sensation when you do these exercises. So I'm going to be showing you some bodyweight exercises for crunches, but if you want to add some weights in, I'm going to show you where you can add weights in with there as well, because you can easily add a dumbbell or a kettlebell onto most of these exercises to make it that little bit harder. So especially where you're first starting out, if you don't want to be going onto a cable machine or using a landmine to be able to do some more complicated ab exercises, then this is a good way to develop that and start including a little bit more weight and load into your training. So the first one's nice and easy. So when you first start out, then you want to learn how to activate your abs, particularly the upper portion of the rectus abdominis. What you want to be doing is putting your hands on your lap, and from here raising yourself up, touching your knees and back down. So to start with, where you're quite weak, it's going to be just straight up and down, just learning to contract that muscle and bringing yourself straight up and down. And what your aim is to get your shoulders off of the floor. Okay? When you want to make this a little bit harder, all you have to do is pause at the top. Okay? And this is going to help with the endurance of the muscle. So from here, hands on the lap again. So you'd come up, touch your knees, hold for a second, and back down. Up, hold for a second, and back down. And then once you can do that, it's nice and easy. All you have to do is bring your hands up by your head, okay? Or across your chest. Now what this will do is it will put the weight of your arms up by your upper body, which will give you more weight to lift with your abs rather than keeping the weight in front of you. If I keep my weight here, it's easier. Whereas if I bring my weight over here or even above my head, then you will feel the difference. Try what I've just done there. Put your hands in front, feel how easy that is. Bring them in, feel the weight difference. And then bring your hands back, and you will feel the difference. You will feel the difference in the contraction, because it will feel much stronger when your hands are above your head, and that is how you're going to progress it. So the next one is arms across the chest or to the side of the head. Make sure you're not pulling on the back of the head though, because you'll cause yourself an injury in the back of the neck. So from here you're going to come up, crunch, and down. Making sure to breathe out as you come up. Okay, once you can do that at a reasonable pace, okay, that's when you start to hold it again and then to make the muscle endure, okay? And like I've just shown you, what you can do then is bring your hands above your head and then crunch from there. Okay, and from there, if you really want to, you can start holding on to some weights. Just hold it above your head, okay, and then from there, keep it above you as you crunch up. You can hold the weight about here as well, so then you would hold the dumbbell or ball or anything like that in front of you, and then from here, crunch up, which would make it even harder. However, at this stage, what you might want to do is start affecting more of the obliques as well, and start angling your abs so that you can work on one side more than the other. So in this case, when you can start doing crunches here and crunches with your hands out, instead of adding weight, you might want to do more volume instead, but focus on either side. Now this is something that you can do as well as, so maybe one day you'll focus on weight and just do this straight direction. On another day, you might want to do more volume, so you're going to do more reps because you're going to focus on one side and then focus on the other side. So you're doubling your wraps up. So in this situation, what you would do is bring your foot up to your knee, okay? And then you're going to bring yourself up and twist. And what you want to work on is trying to get your elbow to your knee, okay? A lot of people won't be able to get there to start with, and they'll be able to get about this far, okay? You want to build that strength up by really pushing into it, holding, and then working your way up so eventually you can get all the way up. And then what you would do is you would change leg and then go on to the other side. Now if you feel that this is a little bit too unstable, then you can do exactly the same with your feet down, okay? It's just a case of coming up and twisting, because your legs aren't actually adding any function, it's more of a goal. So exactly the same, you'd come up and across. So if you want to do less volume, but still emphasize one side more than the other and be able to rotate through, then you can alternate sides. So you come up one side, and then up the other side. The only problem with that is then you have to know where to stop. So I'd suggest starting off with these first. So the next one is probably my favourite ab exercise, especially crunch. Okay, and this is one of the hardest that you can do because it keeps a lot of tension through on the upper portion of your abs, and it allows you to get the rotation through your core as well, affecting both your obliques and the rectus abdominis. So what you do is you bring yourself down into a normal sit-up position, bring your hands to the side, and what you're going to do is roll to one side. So you've got one shoulder to the floor, one shoulder to the ceiling, and then you're going to crunch up and around, touch down with the opposite shoulder, and roll back. And then you do the opposite way. So you roll to the side, crunch up and around, and down. And obviously the slower you do this, the harder it is. Now a lot of people feel that burn quite quickly, so to progress more than that is unlikely, but what you can do is you can easily hold on to a weight and keep it close to the chest, or you can lift your hands up above your head, and then from there rotate through and around still. The only problem with this variation is that it requires a lot of arm mobility and flexibility through the shoulder, because a lot of people can't lift their hands right up above their head and maintain it there. So instead I suggest holding onto a weight instead, but do what you're capable of. If you do want to do this exercise but make it a little bit easier, then what you can do is keep your hands in front of you. So there we have it. We have all of the crunch progressions there for today. There are some more, and there are other exercises that you can do. If you want to start adding weights in especially, then obviously I could go on all day with the amount of exercise that you can do to target the abs. However, we're trying to focus particularly on the upper portion here, which is what the crunch does. Yes, I've included a little bit of oblique work as well, but you do want to try and incorporate that with the rectus abdominis, because let's face it, our bodies are built for twisting and not just crunching. Our bodies will generally allow us to twist far more frequently than we are going to crunch. Let's face it, we all do a crunch in the morning when we get up out of bed, but other than that, when do we really do it? So hopefully you've learned something, hopefully you've enjoyed the content as well. If you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe, button's just down below. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram for even more content on fitness, self-defense and karate. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.